Hey everyone, welcome back to Tina's Test Kitchen. In today's test kitchen, I'm gonna make some different kinds of breakfast that you can share with your family. So I'm gonna make 3 different kinds of breakfast and using maybe even some leftover scrambled eggs that you might have. So obviously we're gonna start off with our eggs. I am gonna use some green onions that I'm gonna chop up and add to my eggs while I'm scrambling them. So let's go over those lists of the different breakfasts I'm gonna make. I am gonna make some breakfast quesadillas, so obviously I have my tortillas. I'm also going to use my slider buns for my breakfast sliders. And I'm going to make a breakfast pizza. For that, I'm gonna use my crescent cheese. So with these, you guys, I'm gonna use a multitude of different items. Obviously, we're again gonna use our eggs. I'm gonna utilize some bacon, as well as some ham, and some American cheese. I'm gonna use some tomatoes, as well as, obviously, my salt and my pepper. So let's get started. Okay guys, I'm almost at the end of my eggs here. Yes, again, I am using my egg cracker because this thing is amazing. So I'm going to go over the rest of the ingredients for my eggs. So I have obviously some pepper. I'm gonna also add some salt. Nobody likes bland eggs. I mean, let's be honest. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and mix my eggs. I forgot one important ingredient. 1 second. Milk. I'm gonna add about a 1/4 cup of milk. And then I'm going to mix them again. And this, you guys, is gonna make the eggs a little bit fluffier and taste a little bit different. All right, let's get them into the pan. Okay, so now I have my eggs. I've got my pan all heated up. Now I'm just gonna add my eggs to my pan. And this, you guys, I am using my Hexclad pan, the 12-inch saute/fry pan. This pan, you guys, is amazing. It does not have any sticking at all. Oops. There is sticking with that though. I'll get it, don't worry. So, you guys, this should go pretty easy and we'll have our scrambled eggs done. Okay, so here we go with our breakfast sliders. And for those, you guys, I'm going to use the Hawaiian slider buns. These are just easier for me. So these are the buns that I'm going to use, and they are already pre-sliced, so that is definitely good. I'm going to separate them. I'm going to put the bottoms on my cookie sheet here, and I do have it lined with a piece of parchment paper. So I'm going to go ahead and move those. Now I'm going to take off the tops, and I'm going to set these aside, because now we have to do our other side as well. So I'm gonna grab the other package. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put these on this side. Again, I'm taking off the tops. So now we have our slider buns all set. I'm going to do a layer of cheese on the bottom. And this, you guys, is just deli cheese. It's just American cheese. You can probably use any kind of cheese that you'd like. I'm sure that like pepper jack cheese would be good. But we are just going to put our cheese down, and then I'm going to put on the ham, and then followed by the eggs. So we'll get all of these down. Actually, I take that back. I'm going to do the eggs next and then the ham. Just simply, at least that way the ham will kind of hold in the eggs. So I'm good with the cheese for now. I'm gonna move the ham. You guys, I am going to use gloves because I do know that it is a little easier instead of using a spoon for me to just scoop them. And I won't have to worry about getting the eggs under my fingernails. So here we go. So I'm just gonna take the eggs and I'm gonna spread them all on the tops of the cheese, making sure that there's eggs on each little slider bun. You don't need to use a whole lot of eggs. I ended up cooking 36 eggs. So, but I know that we still need the eggs for the other dishes that I'm making. Just going to be the breakfast quesadillas as well as the breakfast pizza. So those are coming up next. I feel like a lunch lady wearing gloves. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But I make it work. Okay, so we've got some good coverage. All of our little slider buns have some eggs on them. And we are ready for that next step. Okay, so now I'm going to bring the ham back over and I'm literally going to curl each piece of ham on top of each of the slider buns. I did have the deli slice this thin just so that way I was able to curl it. And it just ends up looking something like that. All right, so I have a lot of these to do. Better get moving. Making sure that everything's all nicely covered. Now on this side, I've got my bacon here that I made earlier, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put my bacon on. If you guys are looking for a good bacon recipe as far as making it to where it's not super messy for your kitchen, check out my other videos. Okay, so now that we got that all done, I'm gonna put the buns on the very top. Make sure everything's all nicely tucked in. I think we're gonna have these for dinner, you guys, because these look amazing, and these are always super, super good. I make them all the time. All right, in the oven they will go for about 10 minutes. Okay, so here they are fresh out of the oven, and these, you guys, smell and look incredible. These are so, so good. So here's what they look like. You can tell that the cheese is all melted and everything is all nice and hot. Next, let's get them plated up and give them a try. Okay, so you can tell that these are all done. Everything is all nice and melted and it looks and smells delicious. So now, best part of my videos, you know I gotta give it a try. This one is gonna be the ham, egg, and cheese. This is really, really good. Everything blends well together. This, you guys, is so delicious. I will typically eat one of these for breakfast or maybe two if I'm having them for dinner. You guys, I've talked about this before. I am diabetic, so I don't really eat too many carbs throughout the day. But I don't limit myself either. So I don't do, I'm not going to say that I'm not eating a dessert or that I'm not going to enjoy something or indulge in something. But if I do it in moderation and the rest of my diet is balanced, then I don't have a problem with eating something such as this. This, you guys, is so delicious. It's really, really good. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to our breakfast pizza. So I have all my ingredients here. I've got my eggs, my onions, my tomatoes, and my Colby Jack cheese, and our crescent cheese. So you guys, I am gonna pre-bake these for about, I don't know, 10 minutes maybe. I'm gonna probably go like maybe 8. So I have the oven preheated already. All right, and I am gonna do 2. So I'm gonna try and do them side to side. So I'm going to put this one and start this one way over here on this side. Again, I'm lining my cookie sheet with my parchment paper. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Just going to start it at the very end of the sheet here. Okay, so what I've gone ahead and done is I've melted a little bit of butter, like maybe a half a teaspoon, and I've added some Italian seasoning to it, which is going to be the garlic, oregano, salt, pepper, and I'm just gonna brush the very top of the crescent sheets. We'll give it some added flavor as well. I'm not gonna use a whole lot, just enough to give it some additional flavors. Just wanna make sure that it's even so that it doesn't pool in some places. All right, let's get it in the oven. Okay, everyone, so we do have our pizza dough all set. Technically it's not pizza dough, it's crescent dough, but it's okay. Okay, so now we're gonna add the rest of our ingredients. So we've got our eggs, our tomatoes, and our onions. I could typically put spinach on here, which is delicious. Unfortunately, grocery store did not have it. The eggs on first, and I am just going to just kind of place them on there. Just gonna kind of get them all over. And I did choose Colby Jack cheese because I know that that's a cheese that melts really well in a short amount of time. Just want to make sure everything on here is even. Just gonna spread out the eggs. And you guys, this is also something that's really, really good. Super easy, especially if you have some leftover eggs that you're looking to use. So just that you're not throwing them out. We eat eggs in the house a lot. All right, so I've got the eggs all done. I'm gonna go ahead and do the tomatoes next. Which again, just kind of spreading them out throughout the pizza. My husband loves tomatoes. Me, not so much. I mean, I'll eat them if they're on there and I can't pick them out. I know it sounds terrible. Alrighty, so we've got the tomatoes. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and do the onions. And then this is gonna go back in the oven for about 4 or 5 minutes. Alright, and then lastly, we're gonna add the cheese. I'm not gonna go too crazy with the cheese, just enough to melt and everything gets all stuck together so that it doesn't fall off when you're eating it. All right, back in the oven it goes for about 4 to 5 minutes. Okay, we can see this one is all done. So this, you guys, smells so, so good. The crust is all nice and brown. We have the cheese that's all melted. Let's plate it up and give it a try. Okay, we've plated it all up. Now my favorite part of the video, let's give it a try. This is so good, you guys. I've made this for my family before. I've also done it on a dinner version with chicken and spinach. This is hands down really, really good. All right, next up is the quesadillas. Let's go. And you guys, I've made these countless times before. They are super quick to make, especially if you have everything all made together ahead of time. Again, just another way for you to be able to repurpose your eggs that you have that you've prepared previous meals. And you guys, I used to eat these all the time when I was at work on campus. So these are pretty amazing. Okay, so next I'm gonna just go ahead and take some slices of bacon and I'm gonna put those on there as well. Not too crazy, just gonna do 2 slices. And then I'm gonna add my Monterey Jack cheese. All right, so just gonna add a little bit of cheese. Like maybe less than 1/4 cup, so nothing too crazy. Again, you guys, when my husband and I eat these now, we will likely share one, and then that just ends up being plenty. I know that on our weight loss journey this time around, and yes, I said this time around because we've done it more than once, is a little bit different. I know that our stomachs just aren't capable of holding that much food anymore. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and fold them over and get them over to my griddle and get them browned. All right, everyone, we are all set. So I will let you take a look at the quesadilla. You can tell that it's all nice and golden brown. And again, I know these things are fabulous because I've had them before. I'm not going to taste test this one for you guys because again, I've already had my breakfast slider. I've had that whole little piece of the breakfast pizza. This one I'm going to pass on, but I can tell you that I will usually pair this, and again, eating only half of this, I will usually pair this with some sour cream, maybe even some salsa, as well as some guacamole. All right, let's finish up this video. Okay, so let's recap what we've done for you today. We've given you 3 different options for your leftover scrambled eggs, or if you'd like to make them fresh for your families. Let's go over those real quick. We have our breakfast sliders. We did ham, cheese, and egg, and we also did bacon, egg, and cheese. We have our breakfast pizza, which was amazing. And my favorite, the breakfast quesadilla. You guys, these are all super quick and easy to do. Doesn't take more than like maybe 10 or 15 minutes for all of it included. That's not bad for a super quick recipe for your family. All right, well, we are all set for today's video. Thank you again for joining me. I definitely do appreciate it. Please consider subscribing to my channel and hit the like button on your way out. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.